I actually started my career in advertising and had the great fortune to work with some kids on the Lower East Side. And through that work, I worked with an intermediate group of kids age 11 to 17. And it was interesting to me because these kids were so joyous and street smart and savvy, but you look at their report cards and the grades just didn't reflect what I knew was their true genius. And so for me, it really inspired me to get into a role where I could really capitalize on that potential and help them realize their great aspirations in the same way that I had the benefit growing up as a very middle class student with two wonderful parents. There was a young man named Joel that I had a chance to work with on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and he was one of those tough kids who very fiery, very closed off, though, in fact. And he was viewed as being a challenging or a problem child. But once you really got to know him and tapped into his spirit, you got to know someone who really didn't feel as though life was offering him very much potential. He had come from a very challenging home life and didn't have a lot of high hope and aspirations. But what I tried to do in working with that student is for him to really tap into what was his dreams and aspirations and to help him come up with a real vision for how he could get there. But it was going to take a commitment from him in what he needed to do every day in terms of his life responsibilities, in terms of his education, and in terms of his commitment to family and to community. I think there are going to be difficulties in terms of trying to really do this work at scale, but if more adults who are caring get involved, whether it's the classroom teacher, but it's also the aides in a school, it's the secretary in a school, it's the community partners that can get involved. If we join our collective power, we can reach every child and we can achieve what right now seems insurmountable. I think when you think about what you want to do in the future, you have to surround yourself with people who share those ideals and people that you can learn from. And Future Chiefs and Chiefs for Change gives me personally that opportunity. When I think about Future Chiefs, I can work with peers who are grappling with a lot of the same issues that I am, that give me a chance to share my knowledge and my experience and solutions that I may have been able to create in my work to help transfer that to the challenges that they face. And then there are those folks who are doing the job that perhaps me and my peers aspire to. And the opportunity to be able to learn from them, be guided by them, learn from their mistakes as well as their successes, I think just makes us a better group of professionals who hopefully one day can have the baton passed to us and to be able to do that great work going forward. I have the great fortune of working alongside a gentleman named Chris Cerf, who's a superintendent of Newark Public Schools, former commissioner of New Jersey. And one of the greatest things that I've learned from Chris is this importance of every single decision, no matter how small or how big it seems to be, is always based on what is in the best interest of children. And when you can learn from people who are willing to make the tough calls, take the personal heat, but not just to make the call, but to go out and communicate the reasons why, and to share your logic and your reasoning for getting there. That's the kind of leadership that really inspires me and gives me hope for the future. You know, I will always say that the best job I've ever had is being a classroom teacher. You get to directly engage with and inspire 30, 35 kids. And to see that growth and that evolution is something that has inspired me to continue to want to do this work through the tough days. But when I think about scale and the responsibility of giving 30 of my kids times 30 more the same opportunity that I tried to provide for them inside of my classroom, it's a responsibility to think about how do you go from taking what is working in a one-on-one environment and making that work for tens of thousands of more kids. And so for me, as I've always said, working for great people, I worked alongside Cory Booker for a long time, and he always said to me, choose purpose over position. And my purpose is to create greater opportunities for more kids, and this Chiefs for Change opportunity is an opportunity to do just that. Even if you are not in a classroom every day, you can contribute to this great work of education that has to happen. If you're a business owner, you can offer internships. If you are the local market owner on the corner, you can create a safe haven for kids, and you can create potential jobs for them in the summer. If you are a publisher, you can provide books and resources. There is a way for every single person to get involved. And I really saw that in my time working for New York City, which is a multi-billion-dollar education. There's legal, there's HR, there's finance. There's a way for everyone to contribute to the cause, even though it may not be in a classroom environment.